Welcome to our Fridays at First podcast. My name is Richard Gibbons. I'm a member of the pastoral staff here in downtown Greenville at First Presbyterian Church in South Carolina. There are moments in life when one feels one's age. Earlier this month, a friend had a big birthday and was not looking forward to being another year older. Her husband, however, sought to console her and give her a rather special gift. He bought her a surprise, a DNA kit from Ancestry.com. When the results arrived, she was incredibly excited to tell me about her heritage and to let me know that one of her ancestors was in the first graduating class of Harvard in 1642. She also reported that it was only last week that he completed paying off his student loans. It's hard to imagine that Easter, although late this year, will be with us in just under a month. This year, Easter is Sunday, April the 20th, and we will be hosting 5 services. The first one is 8 o'clock in the sanctuary. The second, 9:15 in the Worship and Arts Centre. Our third one will be again in the sanctuary at 9:30, then 10:45 in the Worship and Arts Centre, and 11 o'clock back in the sanctuary. We want to provide a welcoming environment for our guests visiting on Easter Sunday, and we need over 250 volunteers to cover all 5 services. So, if you can assist as a parking host, greeter or usher, and greet with a smile, we need your help. Please go to firstpresgreenville.org/events to register, and we would be most grateful for your help. Also on Easter Sunday, the main church parking lot will be reserved for seniors, visitors, and those who struggle with mobility. So could we ask you please to use the Richardson Street parking garage on Easter Sunday? In fact, it may be helpful for you to try parking over there for a few weeks prior to Easter to help familiarise yourself with all that involves. Our Easter celebrations this year will be filled with excitement as we focus on the miraculous events of the resurrection of Christ. All services will feature beautiful music, and our children will participate in the 10:45 and 11 a.m. services, and I will be helping us focus on the extraordinary message that Christ has risen. Please use the Easter invitation cards that are available from this Sunday and can be found both in the literature racks and around the church, and use them to invite family, friends and neighbours to come and join you on what we hope will be a memorable Easter Sunday. Before we get to Easter, however, we have our Men's 2025 Discipleship Weekend coming up at the end of March. In fact, it's the weekend of March 28th through 30th at Carolina Point Young Life Camp. And the organisers tell me that is filling up fast. Men can expect to be challenged spiritually, enjoy the weekend, deepen existing friendships, and experience adventures. The cost of the retreat is $275 and includes excellent facilities, 5 meals, 2 nights lodging, and a weekend journal. Financial aid for the weekend is available by contacting C. Buchanan at firstpresgreenville.org. Alternatively, you can phone Charlie on 864-565-0937. For more information about the weekend, you can also contact Michael Trotter at trottermichael@gmail.com or his equally helpful sidekick, Russell Guest, at russellguest@charter.net. To register, you need to visit 3genministries.org. As we continue to look towards the end of the month, on Friday evening, March the 28th, please join us for a free concert and spectacular music by the Greenville Concert Band. The concert begins in the Worship and Arts Centre at 7 o'clock. Free tickets are available at greenvilleconcertband.org. As we move into April, we will be hosting on Thursday evening, April the 3rd at 7 p.m, popular Christian artist Andrew Peterson as he brings his annual Resurrection Letters tour to the Worship and Arts Centre. This tour celebrates Easter by focusing on Andrew's critically acclaimed albums, Resurrection Letters. Tickets can be purchased online at firstpresgreenville.org/events. or alternatively at the church box office during church office hours. I am also delighted today to welcome on your behalf my genial co-host Michelle Ward, who's chatting to Bobby Hoffman. Many of you know Bobby, and he will be giving us a brief update on the remarkable work of the First Presbyterian Foundation. Michelle, Bobby, welcome.
Well, thank you so much, Richard, and happy Friday, everyone. I hope you are getting ready for a beautiful spring weekend. I am so excited to introduce you all to our guest today, Bobby Hoffman. Bobby is our First Presbyterian Church Stewardship and Foundation Development Director. Bobby, welcome.
Thanks, Michelle. Glad to be here.
Bobby, some of our listeners may not be familiar kind of with the fact that we have a foundation here at First Presbyterian Church. So tell us a little bit about your role and then what exactly the foundation is and what it does.
Very good. Glad to do it. The foundation is a 501c3 that's been here since the mid-90s. It's a part of the church, but it is a separate entity from the church. So our members, our board of directors are all members of First Pres, but the money we receive goes into different accounts than what are here at the church.
Okay.
So we take our gifts and we put them in endowments, and then we take the earnings from those endowments and we make grants or awards to ministries both here at First Pres, ministries that are local, national or international, away from the church. So the good news about what we do is because we put money in endowments, we only take a percentage of the earnings each year to fund those grants and awards. So when you make a gift, those earnings will continue. I mean, because we're only using the earnings from your gift, the money you give will stay in the endowment, and that'll be available to make gifts for years and years to come.
Oh, wow, Bobby. Well, that's wonderful. Well, I think our listeners would probably want to know, too, what kind of programs and who actually receives the money for these type things?
We make grants to ministries within the church, so that would be youth, children's ministry, music ministry, the media ministry, but we also make grants to ministries outside the church.
Okay.
So they have to be a 501c3, and normally a Christian ministry, and we do, last year, we funded about $81,000 worth of gifts to ministries internal in the church. We did a little over $203,000 in ministries outside the church, which went to 24 different ministries.
Wow.
And then we also do scholarships. We've got 2 endowments that fund scholarships. So we funded scholarship help to 24 students within the church.
Well, that's really neat, Bobby. So if you're an organization or a ministry within the church or outside of the church, how would you qualify to be a beneficiary?
Good question. Basically, they would start by contacting Marilyn Morrison, who's our administrator, or myself, and we would talk with them, and then we would send them a grant application. They would complete the grant application and any accompanied information we require. They'd send it to either Marilyn or I. We would forward it to the grants committee. The grants committee would then review it and meet with the ministry so that we learn more about the ministry and learn what the grant's going to be used for. They would approve that, and then they would take it to the full board of the foundation, and it would be approved. So the whole process probably take 30 to 60 days, depending on when the next board meeting is.
Well, it sounds like a lot of prayer and careful thought go into choosing these organizations, and I think that's so wonderful. And what a great! We're just so thankful for y'all. I know that before I really became employed here at the church, I didn't understand really what all the foundation does, but fortunately, Fearfully and Wonderfully Made was a beneficiary this year. So thank you so much for that.
Great. It's a great thing y'all do, and that's what we want to be sure is that we're good stewards of the gifts we get provided.
Well, you all certainly are, and I would encourage folks to check out their Facebook page and get a little bit more information, or even on the website. But before we go, now, this is the big part. How do we give money to the foundation?
We have one would contact either Marilyn or myself.
Okay.
And then people can give to us now. which normally it may be a cash gift, appreciated stock, or an RMD.
Okay.
And we will use those depending on the size of the gift. If it's a smaller gift, we may use it for operating expenses. If it's a larger gift, we would ask them where ministries they are close to their heart, and we would try to put that in an endowment that would meet that.
Okay.
But we also want to talk to people about legacy gifts, which is including us in their estate plan. So those are gifts that we may not receive for years down the road, but are extremely beneficial to what we do.
Oh, and so wonderful to think that when you leave, that you're leaving behind a beautiful legacy for more of the generations to come.
Exactly. Most people have supported the church for years, and this just gives them a way to continue to support ministry and mission here at the church and outside for years to come.
Right. Well, Bobby, we can't thank you enough. I certainly trust you when we give money, and I certainly trust you when we're asking you for it, but we can't thank you all. Is there anything else you would like to share with our listeners about just the state of stewardship, or kind of anything that you all would want people to know?
Just encourage people. We've been so blessed. The generosity of this congregation is humbling and a wonderful blessing, and we just appreciate everything everybody does, and we hope that you'll continue to give both to the operating budget. The capital campaign is still ongoing, and consider the foundation too as part of that.
Absolutely. Well, lots of ways to give, everybody. And you all can contact Bobby Hoffman or Marilyn Morrison in the foundation office right here at First Presbyterian Church. If you just go on the website to firstpresgreenville.org, you can find their information under our staff and email them, give them a call. And they'll be able to help you either give or ask for money. Either way, they're going to help you with the money. So thanks so much, Bobby, for being here.
Thank you, Michelle.
Michelle and Bobby, thank you for that most helpful update. We're greatly appreciative of all the work the Foundation are involved in. As we move towards Sunday, let me remind you, we have baptisms at all 3 services. The Robertson family, Mom Natalie and Dad Drew, will be accompanying Master Ty Payne Robertson to the 8:30 service for his baptism. At 10:45, young James Harrison Fraser will be presented for his baptism as Dad Jim and Mom Julia confess their faith and promise to raise young James in a Christian home. Not to be outdone by the other services, the 11 a.m. service will welcome Master Joseph McCallum Stiefel, while Dad Joseph and Mom Laura delight in God's amazing gift of a child to their family. Sunday will also find us returning to our sermon series entitled Flourishing, Healthy Then, Healthy Now. We will be exploring Acts chapter 10, verses 23 to 48, and the remarkable incident when Peter realizes for the first time that the Spirit of God is at work in ways he could not have previously anticipated. Please take a moment and read through this outstanding passage as you prepare to join us for Sunday morning. Meanwhile, I trust you have a great weekend and look forward to welcoming you on Sunday morning.